he just presented books by Martin Luther on a bench, and he said, well, do you know those books? And Luther said, well, yes, I know them. And then they asked, do you know that what you have written is not according to the church, to the opinion of the Pope, and to the tradition? And Luther said, well, yes, that's why I wrote it. And then they said, so, will you recant what you wrote? Will you take back? And now Luther, he felt that it will become dangerous now to say again no or yes. And he said, well, let me think it over. One night. Another, you may think it over. He went back to his hotel. He didn't have a room for him alone with bath and balcony. He just had a bed together with others in a big room. There he went back, he discussed some hours. In the night he wrote a letter to his friend, and in this letter he wrote, he defined his he defined that he would not recant. He wrote down, I will not recant, and I will tell that tomorrow to the emperor. And this is a copy of it. Letter to Caspinian, he wrote in that night. Next day he came back, and one of the soldiers, he stood at the entrance of that building here, and he said, little monk, you have a hard way to go. And Martin Luther came in. You may know the sentence, when he was on his way to Worms, the knight Franz von Sickingen, he wanted to stop Martin Luther. He warned him in Oppenheim. He said, don't go further. Don't go to Worms. They will kill you. They will do with you what they did with Jan Hus in Constance. Don't go there. And Luther said, well, also if there are so many tiles, devils as tiles on the roof, I have to go. And he came in. So he knew that this might be his last show here, but he came in. And so the second day he came back, and von Ecken said the same. Are those your books? Have you written them? Will you recant? And Luther said, no, because. And then he talked 2.5 hours. We have only one sentence for that, because it's too long. We say, I cannot recant. So here I stand. I have no opportunity, no other opportunity. God may help me. Amen. That's what we make out of that 2 hours lasting speech in Latin and German. What he said is, recanting my writings, my critical writings, would mean to act against my conscience, against better knowledge. And this would mean to act against God, because I felt inspired by God. And I cannot act against it. That would cause danger to my soul. So God may help me. I cannot recant. And this scene is situated here in the middle of the houses. The emperor said nothing. He just said, that's it, go out. And he went out. He stayed another 8 days in Worms, discussing and drinking beer and wine and eating bread with butter and fat. And then he left Worms. And the rest you know, because you came already down here. We had in our buildings of the city, we had some wonderful pictures, nowadays destroyed because of the fires. So this is one of those
Ja.
pictures showing Martin Luther in front of the emperor. A similar painting was in the later built church, now Protestant church over there. And it always shows the same Martin Luther at that moment when he said, I cannot recant, and the emperor sits there, what can I do? What happened afterwards was that they formulated here in Worms the so-called Worms Edict. The Nuncius Aleander from Rome, he wrote down the condemnation, that's the right word? I think yes. The condemnation of Martin Luther. They condemned him to be free as a bird, which meant he became an outlaw. He had no rights, no civil rights, everybody could kill him, could have done any harm to him, and because of his important protectors, he survived and came back to Wittenberg. Eisenach first, and later on home to Wittenberg. Well, let's trace our route on footsteps of Martin Luther. He didn't enter the way we came in, because this is modern, this is the garden. I'll show you the staircase where Luther came